So it isn't great, but I get this question a lot from you guys lately. A lot of new joiners to the hobby, and people are asking which brand should I choose over another one. And I'm gonna delve into that. And this is really important because a lot of people ask, the first thing they look at is Saberforge or Ultra Sabers. That's the first two get go brands they look at. And I want to show you guys that these two brands are actually relatively expensive to buy from. So every time when I do these live streams, I will pick two brands and do a comparison, and based on all the reviews that I've done of custom lightsabers and the experiences that I have, I will make a recommendation because that is what people want to see. So that's what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna start with where I got open here. I got the Saberforge website open, and today Saberforge is going head to head with Sabre Trio. Now I do this on a live stream, so people actually, if people are around and jump on the live stream, they actually can participate and give their own feedback if they agree or not. So besides, of course, the YouTube comments that will be here underneath this video, where you can check and basically participate in this discussion. And I want to give a bit more options and more leeway to also have it in a live stream, so people actually can contribute if there happens so to be on the live stream. So we have more inputs, and that's why it's important that when you're looking for a certain brand or anything, that you look at multiple sources for before you make your decision. And that's why I want to create that during the live streams with the YouTube comments that will be added to this video by you guys. So that's really important, and girls. So let's go delve right into it. So today we're gonna compare two stunt sabers. That is the first thing we mostly look at. Like, we're getting into custom lightsaber collecting. First thing we'll look at: Alto sabers, Saberforge, stunt sabers. That's it. That's where we first start with. We don't want to start with a 300, 400, 500 US dollar lightsaber. No, we're going to start with a stunt saber that just has light, nothing else. And that's why we're going to look at Saberforge and actually going to show you a Counterforce, another brand that you don't know yet maybe about, but what you get for each company and the pricing of them. So here we go. We got the Saberforge website open. We got the Apprentice line, which is the most, I would say, the most popular line of lightsabers from Saberforge, because the price is just more attractive than of the Elite line, with starting price of $150 for an empty hilt. And yeah, it's way more expensive. So that's why we're starting with the Apprentice line. Next time we can go look at the Eco line or the Shoto line or the Elite line. It's just gonna be fluent. You guys give me feedback and I will make a comparison video and give feedback from my point of view which brand you should pick over another. So that's the point. So the Saberforge website, well, we got a whole bunch of options here, of course, as you can see. Really cool lightsabers. I think Saberforge has a really nice offering of Apprentice hilts, and a whole bunch of them are already reviewed by now. So yeah, if you have any, if you see anything that I did not review, at some point I will get to it. But I think 3/3 of these lightsabers I already reviewed. So I'm gonna pick one of these lightsabers. Now, as you can see, the price is ranging between 75 US dollar to 95 US dollar. This is the gap we got here in the Apprentice line. They actually used to be $50. I think a couple of years ago they started off at 50 US dollar for an empty hilt, then they incremented to 75 US dollar because of additional costs, and now we have Apprentice hilts already starting at $95. So the price starts to increment higher and higher and higher with Saberforge, and that's a bit the points I want to make with these comparison videos. Really important. So we're gonna pick one of these models, and let's say we go for the lowest one. We just go for the cheapest one of the Apprentice hilts, okay? I'm looking at bottom, barrel bottom costs. I'm gonna look at the cheapest stuff. Oh, there's an Apprentice hilt, $50. I actually got this one before. This is a Shoto Tanto. Yeah, it's a really small one. I'm not gonna take this one because that one is often on sale. Nobody really buy that one because it's really small. Baby's crying upstairs. So let's take I don't know, one that's quite popular for quite a few years. I would say the Acolyte's quite popular for many years, or Chosen. Let's take a tin neck, a Chosen. So we take the Chosen. For 75 US dollar, you get just the empty hilt. You get the hilt finish is standard, weathered, or black. That's it. 3 options. And let's see if there's an example of the weathered. This is the all black version. Looks pretty interesting. This is the standard version, and there is no picture of the weathered version. No, there's no picture of the weather version. I think I own the weather version, so you can check one of my reviews about it if you want to see the weather version. So that's just the empty hilt. Now we're gonna add the electronics. That's another $100 to just have some Stunt Saber electronics installed, and I'm just talking about the LED, the battery holder, and a dueling blade, and that's it. Nothing else fancy, just a latching switch, like bare bottom Stunt Saber setup. Perfectly fine, but we already at 170 US dollar, 175, no, 174 US dollar, excluding shipping. I don't go for any of the other options, like everything else that costs money, I just skip on. In-hilt recharger port, now I'm not gonna add another 25 bucks for that. I don't gonna go add a cover tag clip because that's 10 bucks, and I don't gonna add any additional warranty. So I'll leave it as $174. For $174, I get a Saberforge Chosen in a standard finish, weather finish, or black finish with a dueling blade. I have a few options in inches, 18 inch, 26, 32, or 37 inch. It's a heavy dueling blade. They're relatively heavy, but they're made for dueling. So that's, well, quite obvious, right? Okay, and then we're gonna look what the opposition has to offer. So we're gonna go to another company. We're gonna take another website. We're gonna go to Sabre Trio. This is a company based out of Malaysia in Asia, and they make custom lightsabers as well. Their lightsabers are based on the MHS system, which is used by the custom lightsaber shop, the custom saber shop, I should say, and Ultra Sabers using that dimension. So I mean the threads, like the threads of the pommel, etc. That is the same system. So you can mix max parts from Ultra Sabers with Sabre Trio, and you can't do that with Saberforge because Saberforge use a proprietary size for their hilts. Okay, so we're on the Sabre Trio website, and they have an offering of different hilts. Now, first thing I need to say, they have less offerings because it's a much smaller company, so less different hilt designs. They're growing over time. More and more hilt designs are being added, but it's taking some time. I already reviewed the Skylar and I reviewed the Aaron. So if you want to check out those reviews, they're on my YouTube channel. I do want to get at some point review them all. Actually gonna get one of these ones, the Mira myself. So we're looking at the prices. So we have one starting at 79 US dollar for an empty hilt. Now the one from Ultra Sabers, the one from Saberforge started at 75 US dollar. So it's $4 more to get a Sabre Trio lightsaber, an empty hilt, right? An empty hilt. So it's $4 more expensive than Saberforge. So that's thing to keep in mind. So if you want to get an empty hilt, Saberforge might be cheaper. But now the interesting stuff comes. So let's say, actually I'm saying something wrong here. You see in a moment what I'm saying wrong. So let's see, we've got a few options: $79, $110, $145. No, $145 the most expensive version of Sabre Trio. Let's say we want to stay in the same budget, right? We want to stay in the same budget or below $174 for the Chosen. So we're looking at these various options. Let's say we're gonna choose a middle ground. We're not going for the cheapest, we're not going for the most expensive. I'm going for the Mira because, well, I'm expecting one myself, and I think this is a good one to show off. So the Mira also comes in a similar fashion like the one from Saberforge in 3 finishes. So you have the standard finish, which is black with silver pits. You have a all black version, and let me see. Is there anything else? Nope, there's nothing else. No, there's no other option. So there's that's it. Now the interesting is we're looking at the price, and immediately you already saw it. There's three options: a stunt saber, which includes a light and a blade, a cover tech wheel, everything else that you see in the picture. So for $100, you get a stunt saber with a tri-cree setup. Tri-cree setup I prefer because tri-cree LEDs running less hot, so they don't get as hot as Saberforge, where sometimes you really burn your hand on the emitter underneath where the LED is housed, the quad-cree LED. They have a tendency to become really hot, like 60, 100 degrees, somewhere in between, like super hot. You almost can bake an egg on those. The downside as well is from Saberforge is because they use the quad-cree LED is they suck up more power, and they don't really give you that much more brightness. Honestly, the brightness with a tri-cree versus a quad-cree is you hardly can't see it. Like seriously minimal difference. Like I wouldn't even consider a quad-cree over tri-cree because the tri-cree has so many benefits. It doesn't run hot. It doesn't consume as much power as the quad-cree. So I always recommend a tri-cree LED setup over quad-cree LED 100 times over. So the Stunt Saber, $100, you're done. You get your dueling blade, you get a lightsaber with an LED, of course no sound, but that's it. And then we go look at the options. So we have brushed silver with matte black anodized. This is the one in the picture here. Then we have full matte black anodized. That's this one. And then if you want some mirrored silver, so you want to have the opposite black part, the black part silver or the silver part black part, that mirror costs you $25 extra. The dark edition weathering, that is basically their weathered version, is hand weathered by the way, is $25 extra. Now you can also custom etch it, which of course Saberforge has tons of options as well. So it's a bit of mix max there, but the bottom line is $100 flat fee. You got a Stunt Saber with a dueling blade. For $174, you get the same thing from Saberforge. So you're paying $75 more to Saberforge for a lightsaber that has a worse LED setup. And then on top of that you have your shipping costs as well. So it's a tremendous price difference. $175 from Saberforge versus $100 from Sabre Trio for a Stunt Saber, and they're equally like the hilts themselves are just they're really good. Both Saberforge and Sabre Trio lightsabers come with a latching switch. That means a switch that clicks in and clicks out to turn on and off the lightsaber. They both brands come with a cover tech wheel, so both Saberforge as Sabre Trio comes with a cover tech wheel on all their Apprentice line sabers. So, or in this case, on the Apprentice line, for example. So let's say we want to have an all black chosen, $175. $174. It comes also with the cover tech wheel, it comes with the latching switch, it comes with a vented pommel. So if you later want to upgrade your saber to a saber with sound, you can do so because both sabers already have a sound vented pommel. And as you can see, here's the switch, and you're settled. So it's a huge difference. It's literally $74 difference. And what you get more from Saberforge? Nothing. There's literally nothing more that you get from Saberforge. So in my mind, you will be absolutely bonkers. You will be absolutely crazy to pick this lightsaber from Saberforge over this lightsaber from Sabre Trio, because you get the exact same stuff and even better quality than the one from Saberforge. So you're really paying $75 just for the design and the brand name. Because of course I understand that Sabre Trio has a more limited array of lightsabers, so you have less options. So it might not really fit your design. The design of the hilts might not really fit what you want. But on the other hand, you're saving literally almost double the price. It's 75%. You're saving 75%, basically. And let's say we go for the most expensive option. Like we really want to splurge out. Like we just go for the Aaron. Beautiful lightsaber. I got one. I reviewed it. You can find it on my YouTube channel. $105 for the Stunt Saber. You still basically $35 cheaper than the one from the Saberforge, the Chosen. They both, in this case, a thin neck saber. But again, here comes some really important stuff. This is a good comparison, huh? Because here we're talking about thin neck versus thin neck. The Sabre Trio has the tri-crease setup, which is a better LED setup, period. Um, this thin neck has two more added values, and it's sturdier because this is a heavy dueling graded thin neck. Saberforge advertised their lightsabers as heavy dueling graded as well, but in the past we have seen lightsabers that broke from Saberforge, especially tin neck sabers. So this one has another benefit. The LED is actually housed in this part of the emitter. Now you think, why does that matter? It's weird. Why do you bring it up? Well, the one from the Chosen is actually housed here. This is where your LED unit is. So the light has to shine through this very thin pipe all the way up, because this is one solid pipe. And then the light shines all the way to the tip of your lightsaber blade. This part here significantly decreases the brightness of your LED unit. Significantly to deduct the brightness, basically. It's really significant less bright because of this part here. And it doesn't matter if you're buying the Elite line Prodigal Son or the other thin neck sabers they have, like the Obi-Wan, etc. It's exact same system. Saberforge puts the LED unit underneath the tin neck, which is absolutely a stupid design because it eats a lot of the brightness, because all that light has to travel through this tin pipe, through the blade to the tip. And here with these Sabre Trio, it's actually here in the unit. So your blade is actually housing directly on the LED unit. So there's maximum light shining to the tip of your blade. And that is way more bright. The brightness is much more, it's more singular. So the entire hilt is lit up as well. There's no dead spots on it. With Saberforge, because the brightness is already lower, you have more of a dead zone that's like 10 inches below the top of the hilt, the blade. You always see that. I showed that in a couple of videos in the past. So that is a massive difference. So in this case, I would say 100% go for the one from Sabre Trio. In this case, yes, I agree. The price difference isn't as significant because we now are having a price difference that is a shy $25. Let's say it's $25-$30 difference. That is not huge. No, I agree. But you get a lightsaber that is well designed. You get a lightsaber that has a brighter LED because of the setup of the LED and the type of LED used. You will not run hot, so you will not burn your fingers. And the battery lasts a lot longer on one battery charge. So everything on this Sabre Trio Aaron is already so much better than what Saberforge has to offer for their thin neck saber, the Chosen. And I'm talking about this from point of view of experience, because I've owned both lightsabers and I've owned multiple Saberforge sabers, and especially with thin neck sabers, that the brightness is heavily affected. We got a comment here. The only thing Saberforge has going for in the different style sabers they sell, but Sabre Trio and Wonder Force Go are starting to beat them with quality and features they offer for cheaper. Absolutely. And that's why I want to keep making these comparison videos. Next time we take another lightsaber and compare it. Maybe it's an Ultra Sabers versus Electrum Sabers Craft or anything. You guys design it. Just leave it in the comments, leave it in the live chat, let me know, and I will make a next video again where we do other comparisons, where I give my opinions and why I think this brand has a better offering than that brand. And sometimes it will be vice versa. It won't always be another brand is always better than Saberforge. Sometimes it's Saberforge or Ultra Sabers that is better. But in this case, when you're looking for a stunt saber, I highly recommend, and I'm not getting anything for free from Sabre Trio. I'm not sponsored by Sabre Trio. I'm completely not associated with Sabre Trio. Let me be very clear about that. But if you look at the price, then Sabre Trio is just way cheaper. And that's why I did that myself. Earlier this week, I was like, I want to have a stunt saber again for my son so he can beat the crap out of me. And I was looking at Saberforge. I was like, okay, let me get my son. How about I get this or this hilt? I forgot which one. The Arbiter. I was like, I'm gonna get the Arbiter for my son. I was like, wow, the Arbiter is pretty darn expensive, empty already. $90. Looks really cool.
Papa,
I admit that.
you can play the PlayStation 4.
Yep. And then I was like, okay, that's $90. Is that the warrior tier? No, that's just the empty tier. That's another $100. So $200 for just this hilt. Now I must really like. Yeah, dude, I'm busy.
Can I sleep at
later.
9 o'clock?
I must really like this hilt. $190 for just this arbiter with just a stunt setup versus $100 or even cheaper, the Arclight. I mean, the Arclight is just $79 for a stunt saber and is a high quality hilt. It's again, it's completely interchangeable with Alter Sabers parts. So you get pommels from Alter Sabers. You can pop them on there. If you have something from the custom saber shop, like a pommel from them, you can put them on your Arclights from Sabre Trio. So you have that whole extra amount of customization options from other vendors and other companies, not per se from Sabre Trio, because Sabre Trio uses that system. It allows you to use different brands. You're free to do so. With Saberforge, you're stuck to Saberforge parts only.
I have to go sleep.
And they're already asking a premium, so you're always stuck at a premium with a premium company basically. So as you said in the comments, it really comes down like if you really per se feel like you want to get a Saberforge saber because you like that saber design and feel it's worth the extra 75 or $30 or $50. In my opinion, I think it's absolutely not the case. I highly recommend to really rethink your purchase that you are about to do from Saberforge and consider buying it from Sabre Trio instead. Now, next time I will do a comparison with other companies and I will do a recommendation over one company over the other one. And if you feel like this is not apples versus apples or this is not a like for like comparison, let me know. I adjust that for the next video because I want to make sure you guys have a positive feel about my comparison videos. Well, the little one is sneezing all over the place here. So I hope you guys like that. Hey, how you doing? And let me know. Let me know what you think about this comparison video. Honestly, give them a try. Give Sabre Trio a try. Check out the website. Maybe in the end you don't like the hilt designs and you really think the $75 extra or $80 extra or even more is worth to spend at Saberforge. That's up to you. Also, shipping costs is also a big thing. Shipping costs from Saberforge is pretty premium. For anybody outside of the US, they charge you $60 for shipping a hilt. If that's an empty hilt or fully installed hilt, doesn't matter. Saberforge has a flat fee, $60. Whereas Sabre Trio is way cheaper. I think it was between $15 to $20 max for the entire box with the blade, with the lightsaber, etc. Everything. $15 $20. So even shipping costs can save you a massive amount of money. So that's also something that is a hidden cost that you should consider prior your purchase from Saberforge in this case. So if you're looking for stunt sabers, please check out Sabre Trio. You get so much more for the same money. It's just not even in the same realm. We got some comments. I'm gonna answer them really quick and then end this live stream so you guys can watch this and do some recommendations for the next comparison video. I'm saberless right now and say it little say have other priorities at the moment. Is the Hitoran V2 good as a first lightsaber? Actually, it is. Actually, I will do a video about the Pastor next time if you want, and then compare it to another company that might be Alter Saber, Saberforge. Leave it in the comments. I will do it. I'm gonna end the live stream. Otherwise, I derive too much from this topic, which is really the comparison videos between whatever you guys want or girls, and I want to keep doing that. So thanks for watching.